Right, good day, Maswati Lamahle. Once again, it's time for our Finance in Focus and just to look at the issues of the time. And this week we are talking about these fees that we have added now to vehicles crossing the border. So just want to unpack that, make sure Maswati understand that properly. And so first of all, let's start with the narrative why we are doing this. Maswati, what we are having is we are having a problem with our road maintenance in Eswatini. I think all us Eswatini can agree with the fact that the maintenance of our roads is lacking. Be it even our highways, you can see they're in quite desperate need of maintenance. Our main artery roads, even the tarred ones, constantly need patching. You can see they need some serious resurfacing possibly. But the bigger problem is even our rural roads. We are just not getting to grading our roads properly and fixing these roads. And so we've really been working hard to find a sustainable solution to it. Obviously, one can put a budget allocation towards it, but that really you find that next year there's pressure, the budget goes away, and we're back to square one. So in the previous parliament, actually, we set up what we call the Road Agency Fund. Now, what the Road Agency Fund does, it's purely for maintaining roads, is the Road Agency Fund. Now we looked at how can we put money into this fund. One of the options was trying to put toll gates in Eswatini, like we have in many countries where you get to a toll boom and you pay to go through the toll. But unfortunately, because our country is so small, we found it quite difficult to find areas where we could put toll gates with alternative routes around the toll gates and without causing some kind of extra stress, as well as with the volume of vehicles. Sometimes having toll gates, you really need to have a high volume of vehicles to make it worthwhile. In fact, it costs a lot of money just to put them there and to manage them. And so what was a better option for us was to look at two different ways of doing this. Number one, to look at the fuel price, to put something on the fuel price. Rather, it's a much easier way to actually collect the money to put something on the fuel price to make sure everybody going on the roads in the country is paying something, as well as then to put what we call now toll fees at the borders. So as you enter the country, you pay a fee for entering the country, and those fees go. So at the moment, what we've done is we have already added 40 cents per litre fuel, and this has happened, I think it was April in 2025. So already that people are quite used to it. It's already in the fuel price. This money is going into the Road Agency Fund. And we have now also increased the fees of the cross-border vehicles coming in through the borders. So just to now unpack it and to be clear what those fees are, at the moment, any vehicles licensed in Eswatini that are for private use do not pay. So private use vehicles come through. So if it's just you and I driving with our family across the border and is in a vehicle, there isn't a fee for that if it's locally registered. But we are charging for locally registered commercial vehicles. So which means if it now is a van that's going for deliveries or picking up things for a business, a vehicle, so we talk of light motor vehicles, are going to be paying 55 emalangeni as they cross or when they come into Eswatini. If it's for commercial, so even taxis, those kind of things which have got a commercial use, they're going to pay 55 emalangeni. If it's a vehicle that's between 3.5 tons and 7.5 tons, so we now talk of those small trucks, we are talking of 60 emalangeni when you cross the border. If it's a slightly bigger truck, which means like what we call a double diff, with the axle in front, then two axles at the back, around 7.5 tons, it's 80 emalangeni. And if it's the interlinks, the big trucks, it is 100 emalangeni per entry. Those are for vehicles registered in Eswatini. Now, foreign registered vehicles are paying quite a bit more. So we're starting from motorbikes. So first of all, motorbikes with foreign registrations pay 80 emalangeni. Light motor vehicles, regardless of private or commercial, it doesn't matter if it's foreign registered vehicle, the light motor vehicles pay 150 emalangeni as they enter. The trucks, so which means the smaller trucks, more the one axle in front and one axle at the back, between 3.5 and 7.5 tons, is 350 emalangeni as you enter. A single axle and a double axle truck at the back is 400 emalangeni, and the big interlinks, the ones with multiple axles and often horse and trailer kind of entities, those are paying 450 emalangeni as they cross. Now, what we'll do is, again, all of that money will also go into the road agency fund, and it's purely for maintaining roads in the country. So in Eswatini, what we will find is, I'm very sure about it, because this money is going to be quite a few 100 million emalangeni. It's going to be a considerable fund that will be coming in sustainably. Every year it's coming in, and we'll be using that money then to make sure that we actually maintain the roads. Again, the idea is not for the road agency fund to buy bulldozers and graders and tipper trucks. The idea is for them to use contracting companies. So they'll be entering with, they'll be going on tender to say we need to upgrade this road. Say one wants to re-gravel the road from Hlatikulu to Kubuta. It now means that one will then go on tender for that. Private companies will then put tenders in. We can try and keep it simple, but very similar to how micro projects is working at the moment, and then issue those tenders out for the work to be done. And when the work is done, payments to be made. In that way, it will build a lot of efficiency in the system. We believe that the bang for buck for the taxpayer will be a lot better that way, as well as we believe that we'll be able to get the work, make sure the work is actually done, and we don't pay for something that's not done, unlike when one buys the equipment. So we do believe the road agency fund is going to be a big breakthrough. And with the money going into it from both of these toll fees coming in, as well as from the fuel money that's currently been going in already for quite a few months, we really believe that we have got the solution now to maintaining our roads in Eswatini. And it obviously is going to take a while for it all to fall in place. I think the minister's just put the board in. This is actually under the Ministry of Works. As a Ministry of Finance, we've been making sure we get the financing in. The Ministry of Works will be looking after the road agency fund. I think the minister has already put the board in place, and they're now doing the hiring that we need to do there so that it can be an effective entity. But in Eswatini, that's the reason why we're putting in the toll